in all naturality, everything's neutral. Everything's neutral. You can always extract anything from any experience, good or bad. I don't usually talk about this, but like it's been a good practice for me. So, regardless if you want to call it like abstinence, celibacy, semen retention, sobriety, or whatever the case may be, abstinence. Especially when it comes to lust, right? Semen retention. Um, let me tell you something. And like, and if I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking to myself, right? So that's the only way I can be authentic in this type of situation. Like I'm no better. I'm no better than nobody. I'm no worse than nobody. At the end of the day, this is the only thing that exists in my existence. In my existence, man, listen. Lust, the flesh and all that jazz was always a big deal in this microcosm, at least, right? Just years and years and years and years and years, and it was just, and all of it is just because something, there has to be something, right? There has to be something that tells you that this is the highest form of love. This is what, when two people, they get busy, right? Right? The highest form, right? The highest form of love, right? At least for years and years and years, that like that's what's kind of been taught, and you can see it through the visuals, through the sound effects, through the rest of it. And just wanting to get that love, and you don't, and like realistically, you don't know the love, that you're trying to get. You just know that you're trying to get something. You're trying to get a feeling. And it's been like that for as long as I can remember socially, right? For as long as I can remember socially. Looking at all these debaucherous things, wanting to do all these debaucherous things, you find yourselves in, oh shit, somebody, oh shit, ah! I'm sorry. But, no, but seriously, somebody was jamming to that Spanish flip. Yo, somebody was going crazy. Um, Looking at all these things and participating in all these things, like, and like relationships, like they just so feel out of place because of just this one thing, right? Found myself, found myself practicing, well, learning about, found myself learning about like semen retention and everything else. And like And like it's one of those things that like, and it's like it's so weird because it's like you listen to this shit and it's like, man, like that's like so fucking obvious. It's like the most obvious thing. It's like, man, like bro, like just stop. They just stop. And that goes with anything, right? Like that goes with like the stories that we attach ourselves to, and they're like, bro, like just stop, right? Like that could be the solution for any, bro. Just stop. But then you always find that resistance. You always find that, yeah, it sounds so obvious, but at the same time, it is a journey. It is a journey, man. Something that sounded so obvious 2 years ago, and you still, you still, you still find setbacks. You still find lessons to be learned. You still find these things. I'll tell you this. I, I was abstinent for the whole summer. Like, bro, like 100+ day, bro. Like, and like I know people hit like bigger milestones, and yeah, I know, I get it. Like it's all process, right? We all go through our own shit. But let me tell you, I never felt like, bro, like once I did that part, I felt so alive, man. Like the feelings that you have for yourself and everything else, like once you do that, everything changes, man. Like you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back to it. And it's like you sometimes think about how you used to live, right? I'm not gonna say used to live because like there's sometimes that we still fight our urges and our urges still win and everything else. Like it's bro, like all of it's natural. All of it's natural. You know, all of it is just a lesson at the end of the day. All of it, all of it, all of it. It's these times when it's really important, especially when you find yourselves in these setbacks or you find yourself attaching to these stories. And bro, listen, we're informed. There's like there's just automatically we can be conscious until we can be the most enlightened fucking thing in the world. I'm talking about 2,000 days of semen retention. Like we can be on that time. Life is always going to be life, and that depends on how you are. No, that truly depends on who you are and who you want to be. If there is if there is a large gap between who you are and who you want to be, you're not aligned. You're not aligned. And I'm talking to myself. I still find myself attaching to stories. Find yourselves fucking getting back to old fucking habits that you knew that you left alone a long time ago. It's those moments. It's those moments where, because either way it goes, you always have to get back up. You always gonna have to get back up. You'll always have to. They ain't no. Ain't no other way. You always have to get back up. You always have to keep on living God's life. Keep on being awareness. Despite how much it feels good, despite how much it sucks. You know, like, either way it goes, all that shit's just stories. All that shit's just feeling. And especially when it comes to, like, lust and all that other shit, like gluttony, pride, and all that other shit, is those things that amplify those feelings. You know, is those, like, negative, dark energies that, at some way, shape, or form, was always going to come back to you. Especially when it comes to lust, you feel fucking tired. You know, like, you feel tired. You feel fucking, like, anxious for whatever reason. Like, you got the jitters. You fucking, you know, like, you can't, you know, like, you're not able to sit still and fucking think straight. Try, you know what I'm saying? Like, try thinking straight after messing around with a big booty. Even for my ladies, man. Try thinking straight after messing around with somebody. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's like, you know, like, you took a part of yourself. You know, you took a solid part of yourself, you know? Oh shoot, it's snowing. Snowing. But that's what happens. That's what happens, man. Once you kind of master yourself from lust, man, like I told you, man, I probably have one of the best summers I ever had in my time, just based off mastering self. And, like, just mastering self on that, just on that particular thing. And I know that, you know, I'm probably didn't master myself in all areas, but, you know, very important one. You know, just being able just to go wherever, being able just to chill and sit down and have, because, bro, I met so many fucking, like, once I, like, removed that from my agenda and that, like, I met so many fucking great fucking people, man. So many great people, like, you name it, from the fucking, from, like, I met this dude at the gym. Shout, you know, saying, shouts out to my man Ron, man. He has he has like some type of illness or something. He's 69, 70 years old, but he used to be very big on dieting. He used to be very big on dieting and fitness. He wrote a book. He wrote a book about, like, all these different diet plans and fitness goals you can do. It was truly amazing. I was like, wow, man, like, you're really amazing. And you know, he still has his family. He's still taking care of his family, and his family's still living. His family's still thriving and stuff. His parents are still thriving. He's 69 years old, man. And it's like, wow, man. Like, that's amazing, man. You know, like, I met great creatives. You know, like, just done so many things, tried so many different types of food, went so many fucking places and everything else. You know, relationships have been, like, resolved and everything, because it's like, it's at that point where, you know, you realize that, you know, God put me here, like, awareness, God, the universe, really did put me here for a great fucking reason. And in this moment where, you know, where we can feel like not enough sometimes, where, you know, like, we had a setback, now we don't feel as confident. And that's okay. Like, you're not going to feel confident 24/7. But let me tell you this, man. And yeah, you gotta look back at a lot of these things and you go back, man, like, I'm glad I went through that. Because like there's plenty of things where, now I can see why I went through it. Through the lowest, through the highest, like I can see why I went through it. You know? Maybe in some cases, maybe in some days, it's like, oh man, like, oh man, it could have been anything different, like that whole thing, right? But ultimately, you do accept it. Because what the fuck choice do you have? What choice do you have but to accept it? What choice do you have but to accept things? Like you don't, like a lot of times you don't need YouTube videos and everything else just to let you know to just accept shit. We don't need an opinion about everything. We don't need the unlimited access to panties and bras, Like, we don't need the unlimited access to money. We don't need the unlimited access to things. I spoke to like a contractor one time. Spoke to a contractor, and he probably said probably one of the most truest things because well, maybe not truest, but it's pretty accurate. He said, you know, the people that have less give more, and the people that have more, well, you kind of know the story. I'm paraphrasing, I'm paraphrasing, but do you sometimes really think that having more of these things is really gonna fucking just crank up the volume? Like if we like because like we're always striving, like especially when it comes to semen retention and celibacy and everything else. Like the only reason why, maybe not the only reason why, but like the first half, the first half was just because of the benefits that it offered. Oh man, women gonna be all up on you and you gonna get this and that and people gonna look at you and that whole fucking spill, right? Oh man, like and like especially fucking growing up just wanting the validation, like just wanting the praise and everything and all that jazz. And maybe I wouldn't fucking know how to fucking handle it. I'd be like, oh god, But, like ultimately, like the first half, like we got there. And like now it's like none of that shit really fucking matters. None of that shit matters. Maybe it's a boost. Maybe it's a boost for you to keep on going. Is to look at the benefits that brings, that you gotta have more of a clear mind and women gonna be all up on you and all these things. But really in reality, dog, once you have master over self, once you determine what you like and what you don't like, once you're not held down by anything, like that's where we're trying to get to. Just keeping life simple. Like what's wrong with just going to work, coming home, eat some chicken and veggies, take a shower, read a fucking book, and go to sleep. Like you, like that sounds so fucking simple, and sounds the most successfully accurate. Sounds the most successful. Probably not the most. Maybe you can tweak it a little bit and do your thing. But just keeping life simple, keeping life slow. It's just, we still live unconsciously. There's still something in us that wants to jeopardize the freedom that we have now. Because when nothing's happening and they're like, when it's just this right here, this quietness, like, like forget about the mind for a second. When it's like, this is freedom. No notifications, no noise, no videos, no endless scrolling. And I'm not saying that we might not partake in it in like the next hour or so. But this is true freedom. Sometimes you don't have to jeopardize your freedom because of FOMO, because you fear that you're missing out on what? Some ass? You're missing out on a big dookie thing? You're missing out some titties? What the what, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to the ladies as well, what are you missing out on? What are you missing out on? Like, what are we missing out on? This shit right here, this quietness, this peacefulness, this is the shit. Everybody else is missing out on this shit. You gotta understand that people want this while you out there wanting what they don't want. You know what I mean? This energy that we cultivated, this peace that we cultivated, and everything else, like, yeah, it might seem heavy, it might seem like a tough pill to swallow and all that jazz and everything else, but a lot of times we made it this far. We made it this far. And you can hear it from the east to the west, to my players, to my pimps. Like even they say that, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man. Once you get into that coochie out of the, like you be in a whole nother world, cause you do. You know, once you feel it and everything else, and it's like it's not there, and you just because you really have to look at yourself from a third person point of view. like like look at yourself from like a third person point of view whenever you're doing something like that. And it doesn't have to be lust neither. It can be gluttony, it can be fucking, like, just look at yourself from a third person point of view for like 1 second. Look at yourself as like a Sims character and you're doing that shit for like 2 or 3 hours straight. Like, do you know how stupid you fucking look? All because we came across an avatar that has a big butt. Because by the end of it, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out on what? Hold on, guys. Here's my cat. Hold on. So yeah, it's like all the time. You gotta find. You gotta find out why you're keeping on going. Because I do ask myself that. Why am I still going? That's a pretty profound question. You know, you're a cool ass motherfucker because you kept on going. You know, like you kept on going throughout all the things that you fucking faced. You kept on fucking going, man. Oh, you know, like, bro, you kept on going. You know, if you made it this far, you made it this far. You know, like, despite all of it, you kept on going. You didn't choose to quit. You didn't choose to fuck all. You know, like, you kept on fucking going. But the question is why? It's not the benefits. You know, it's not. You know, like, it's not the fucking. It's not what's gonna be fucking fed to you in the future now, but why are you still going?